Mic check 1 2. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships Live Talk. This is your boy M3, and tonight we're going to have a 2-for-1 special. Okay, we're going to have two lovely ladies that we're going to get to know for the night. Now, before I bring the ladies up and start the show, I gotta give a shout out to Creative Solutions. Thank you for tuning in, Creative Solutions. It's just an open panel. Right now, we're doing a live talk, so it may not be open until probably at the last 15 minutes. So if you stick around, we'll definitely see if we can open up. I know. But also, I just want to say thank you for the super chat last night to EazilyRigged. So definitely salutes to you. And also, I got to give a shout out to one other person, one of my good friends, Mr. Atlanta Braves. We definitely had a good match earlier tonight. So if you familiar with Street Fighter, just know we was playing one heck of a match. But anyways, I'm about to go ahead and I'm going to pull up the guests right now. So let's get ready. The first guest we want to bring up is okay. We're going to bring up Miss Kai, okay? She is one of the members of the Motherhood Sex Marijuana podcast, okay? Then the second guest we want to bring up is Miss Ruby Doll, the other member of the Motherhood Sex Marijuana podcast. And then last but not least, but always the best, we're bringing in the best network manager in the world, Mr. Best in the World 84. What up, Best? Salutes to you.
Let's get it going. You know what we're about to do. Let's get it.
Hey, man, let the streams begin. But before we let that begin, right, you know, we got to play some nice, relaxing music for our guests, okay? Because, you know, we're going to be asking some good getting to know you type of questions. All right. So, before we begin, let me ask you ladies this. How's everyone doing tonight?
Shit, we good as a motherfucker around here.
I can't find one complaint. I'm chilling.
Okay, cool. I could definitely take that to the HR department, you know?
That's right.
You know, I am HR, but hey, you know what I mean?
well, shit, if you HR, let me
all the departments
forms real quick so I can get, direct deposits.
Right. Hey, HR ain't balling like that.
No,
that's accounting.
Nah. Hey, you got to take that to payroll, all right? Payroll, HR is totally different.
That's payroll.
Yeah.
Hey, but I'm with my queen. I would think, that goes hand in hand. You would think, right?
Shit.
Right.
What Rihanna said, motherfucker better have my money.
Boom.
She's like, ching ching, man. You know, I don't have no ching ching sound effects, man. I gotta work on downloading some money sound effects. You feel me?
That's right. And you know what? Talking about money, I think time is money. So we do appreciate your time, you having us on here. We gladly give of our time. And hey, we mamas, so we got shit to do, but we do appreciate this. So thank you for having us.
Indeed.
Hey, we're very honored. So thank you, moms, for giving your time for us. So I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
right. All love.
All right. So let me go ahead. I'm going to just jump into the first question, okay?
Let's get it.
So, number one, if you could please share a brief overview of your background, of how you became known as Motherhood Sex Marijuana.
You want to go first, Ruby?
Yeah, I think I'll go first.
Okay.
So I was in a smoking session with some homies. We were talking about podcasts and whatnot, and this was pre-COVID situation. Mm-hmm. So long story short, I Anyways, I remember like this really like spunky lady that I'd met at a party, and her name is Kai Storm. And so shout out to Ree, because the homegirl Ree put me in touch with her again, because at first Kai wasn't feeling me. And so when we presented this, she was like, all right, I'll fuck with you now. So we presented it to the ladies, and it was just something that flourished. It became bigger than the both of us, and just to know that we have this community of nurturers. You don't even got to be a mom, you don't even got to smoke weed, you don't even got to be fucking, but you can relate to the content that we give, because we create an open space. And like when we met in Seattle, like I didn't want to kick it with too many people out there, but she had this vibe. These women that we had, her and these other women that we started this with, you know, we had this vibe to us, and it's just like we can't be the only moms that want to fuck and want to be good moms at that, and break generational curses and hustle and all that shit, and have to deal with these relationships. And like I can't afford therapy, so shit, who do I talk to? So the idea for the podcast like always seemed like a good idea.
Indeed.
Okay.
And cause see, that's let's jump back a little bit. So me and Ruby used to live in Seattle. And first of all, I'm a New Yorker, or born in Panama and raised in New York. And I moved to Seattle for a minute. And the party that we met at, it was a straight up like weed party. Like there was so much weed being smoked at this party that, you know what I'm saying? Like first trying to, you know what I mean? The vibe out in Seattle is, you know, friendly, you know, aloha, just cool running type shit. And as a New Yorker, even though I lived out there for 7 years, I never let go the, you know, step away, back up, don't be running up on me. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, when she first came up on me, that was her shit. Like, hey, how you doing? I was just like, yeah, girl. Okay. But because it was such a weed-involved party, I had to sit the fuck down, and eventually this one sat next to me, and eventually conversations happened. And then once the idea of motherhood, sex, marijuana, it was introduced, it took me a minute to say, okay, hold on. But then once I saw that through, I said, yeah, this is a good idea. At the end of the day, I've been a weed smoker since I was 16 years old. I'm about to be 51 this year. And hey,
you know, hey, they say you know, black don't crack. So I'm just like, okay,
that's right. My queen Gorgeous.
You know what I mean? But so the fact of being a mother, of having marijuana as a positive thing in the household, and obviously I'm still having sex. I mean, that was it. It just seemed like a concept that obviously should be together any fucking way. And since we've grown this concept, like literally, it's every time I introduce it to somebody, people automatically be like, say word. I mean, yes, it sounds like all we talk about is motherhood, sex, and marijuana. But the fact is, we talk about just life in general. We as people, you know, get into situations, and yes, it might involve weed. So there's conversations, you know what I mean? And things going on, especially how cannabis is being treated all over the world, never mind from East Coast to West Coast. That's a conversation that we've had, because we also talk to other people that are trying to be, you know, in a cannabis business, in a cannabis, you know, platform. And they want to grow, and they like, well, shit, we need somewhere where we can talk to somebody that understands what we go through. Hell yeah, that's us.
And, okay, well, shout outs to like the post weed, you know, that gave you guys like the clarity and like the ideas right to come together. So you know what I mean?
Love, it's all love.
Indeed, man. Know? That's how it happened.
And then like I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, sister. Go ahead. My bad.
Well, I was gonna say the fact that we're so different. You know, like I love the fact that my sister Queen is different from who I am. She helps me. She reminds me of going and getting that shit and not stopping weighing. It doesn't matter what the fuck anybody says. And I wasn't brought up that way. I was brought up to hold your head down low, say please and thank you, because I'm Samoan. I was born, I'm Samoan. I have some Tongan blood. Shout out to all the Samoans, all the Polynesians out there. I am raising Black kings and queens. So it's like, you know what I mean? There's all this like rich culture around me. But the way that I was raised was you don't talk about these things. It's very hush hush. You actually, it looks not only frowned upon, but it's embarrassed upon the family. But my shit has always been, I'm an individual and I still have an opinion and I'm not orthodox and I am non-traditional and that's okay.
Word. Well, okay.
Hey, I appreciate the transparency, and now it makes sense. Like, you know, with the title that you guys have, if you think about it, it's pretty unique, in my personal opinion,
and just very common, super common. Then you don't think
it's unique, but it's common because at the end of the day, you know what I mean. As a mom, shoot, it's not like I was smoking weed by myself. I knew people that smoked weed. You know what I mean? Before weed was legal, there was dudes that was selling weeds in the street and would just walk up to me like, "Hold up, excuse me, ma'am. I know you bun some ganja. Can I sell you some?" But of course you can, sir. Are you kidding me? And never mind. And literally, one of the things that I loved and still miss, even though you know it's legal in New York, I mean, I miss being in Seattle. How you know weed is treated in Seattle, because in Seattle, first of all, on the West Coast, period, weed is just like clothes. Like it's like the fuck. You walk in a store, there's a fucking sales section. What? Yeah. There's some stores that give you fucking loyalty points. What? Birthday presents? What? Oh, what? What do you mean? Stop playing with me. It's a fucking store. It's a fucking store, and you're buying something that you obviously need. So you know what I mean. So
it should be decriminalized.
Literally, you know what I mean. You can there's fucking days where you can walk in the store and they say, "What? It's happy hour. You can get 2 joints for $5. What? 2 joints for $5? Hey, what? 420 sales? What happened?
I heard that.
New York right now is trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? New York is slowly but surely trying to figure it out. And the fact is, New York is greedy. New York has always been greedy. So when it's time to, you know, give out, you know what I'm saying? Give out licenses to people. They want a lot of money. They want you, they want you to prove that, you know,
and run through these hoops.
A dealer for 3 years. And you have. You know what I'm saying? They want you to prove that you paid taxes. And it's like, yeah. Sir, pay taxes. Stop.
Word. And that's why we. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to join.
Trying to figure it out, and the dispensaries that they currently have open, they're definitely, you know what I'm saying. the taxes is kind of high, and so it makes you want to say, "Oh, word, you charging me $10 in tax for that $50 eighth? Word." I'm gonna go to the plug. The plug got the eighths for $30, and he ain't charging me fuckery. What? And because I come to the plug regular, every now and then he throw me extra weed. I say what?
So got to take a pause for the cause real quick. Shout out to man Slaps. I see you. Also shout out to
Slaps in the building
too. You know what I'm saying? Sister from New York. You know what I'm saying? What part of New York are you from? Because I'm from New York too. I'm from Brooklyn. What part of New York are you from?
Yeah, Brooklyn too.
Yay!
Shit, right now I live in East New York, but I grew up in Flatbush though.
Yeah, I'm kind of from like a little bit of everywhere, but predominantly Fort Greene and Brownsville. Predominantly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's it.
Shout out New York.
You
Shout
already
out
know how
Brooklyn.
it go. Then I mean, I don't know if you buying from if you actually riding shit. The first time that I went up to one of these fucking dispensaries, there was a line outside. I looked at that line. I said, who finna? No, I'm getting on the train, and in 10 minutes I'm gonna buy weed without a line. 10 minutes.
Salute to Red Hook. Yeah, Red Hook is crazy. Me personally, I don't smoke or drink because I have an organ deficiency.
Excuse me. I shouldn't have assumed. You're right.
No, it's fine. I have an organ deficiency, so that's why I don't do nothing no more. I don't smoke, drink, nothing. So.
Okay. So
hey, more for us.
Indeed, because I will smoke for you.
It ain't for everybody.
And I do. So, yeah.
And I'm queer, so we also talk about openness on fluidity when it comes to sexuality, not just sex, period. You know what I mean? Right. We talk to many people that have different takes on even self-identity, non-binary, and what have you. So we're throughout this whole process, we're finding ourselves becoming educated in things that we've always gave a fuck about. Right. And so I'm just really excited, to share that from the rooftops. My personal situation with weed and why I care so much was because when I had my first child, I had CPS breathing down my neck because they found traces of THC in my child's blood. Well, fucking of course. What do you think helped with those backaches and these food aversions and all of this other shit, nausea and what have you that I was experiencing? And this person didn't even have kids, but she was this medical professional that seemed to know more than I did. And I was like, hey, look, I have done the research. I've done research, excuse me, on a group of women that were studied, and I was telling her, and she wasn't trying to hear me because I'm not a doctor. So anyway, that's the reason, my passion behind weed. It's not because I just love to smoke it. I use it for so many things, and we respect the plant and we respect its medicinal properties.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Learn more about weed, through you guys. Look,
indeed.
This would have
we're learning too.
Yeah. Because we talk to all kinds of people. See, that's the beautiful thing, is that our podcast has actually reached out to so many different people, and so many different guests have come on our show and taught us shit about, what I mean, about different things that because like I said, on the West Coast, weed is definitely treated like clothes, like food, like again, nobody's checking for you. Because what I mean, like nobody is acting a way because of marijuana on the West Coast. You know what I mean?
I'm chilling over here.
There's a lot of different avenues that are opening now because weed is now deemed legal in certain places.
Mm-hmm. Gotta bring my big brother in the panel, man. He definitely partakes. What I mean, chasing the clouds. Gotta bring my brother Big brother up in the clouds. What up, baby?
Hey, what's up, Big Rig?
Okay, what's good?
What's going on?
Salute to Big Rig Slaps in the building.
Yeah.
He's one of the
thanks for having us.
As well. Hey, anytime, hey, I think it was like, best for like Mr. Best to bring Big Rigs up here because, Big Rigs is about that 420 life as well, too. And honestly, what I was going to say was like, damn, man, like, I wish we had found you guys earlier, especially during 420, because that would have been a hell of a stream. But who's to say this is not a hell of a stream right now? You know what I mean?
I agree. Let's get it.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Riggs or Mr. Best, do you guys have any questions before I jump to the next question?
Nah, man, do your thing, man.
No, I'm chilling, man.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. All right, well, look, what inspired you to become a social media influencer, and how did you initially build your own? Well, you did tell me about like as far as how you met, but like during the process of building your online presence, right? How did that turn out?
Well, basically, see, that's one of the reasons why I kind of jumped in the whole, in this whole idea of the podcast in the first place, because when she told me about it, because first it's Ruby's idea. First and foremost, I need to mention that the Motherhood Sex Marijuana podcast, it came out of Ruby's, thoughts and clouds. And when she told me about it, you know what I mean? She was just like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to do it this way. I want this to happen, but I'm not sure how to, put it out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I started a Facebook and a Twitter, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not, I don't know. How, what should I do? So I literally told her, listen, check this out. Check it. I'll take it. Don't worry about it. Just give me access to everything, and I got it. And because the fact is, before I even started with Motherhood Sex Marijuana, I was promoting my own self, because I'm an author. I actually have written books that are on sale on Amazon. You know what I mean? I do blogging. You know what I mean? So around, as far as talking shit and posting and shit and just being everywhere on social media trying to promote shit is something that I did on a regular basis for myself. So as soon as Ruby told me about Motherhood Sex Marijuana, and I told her, yes, just let me take over the whole social media. Just give me every access to all the social media, and boom, we ran with it. And then once we got a YouTube page, immediately we were doing YouTube. We were doing our videos. We were posting them on YouTube. I am the editor for all our YouTube videos. You know what I mean? So literally, when it comes to promoting and putting it out, I mean, we both do promote our podcast, but for the most part, I'm the driving force as far as getting the word out there. You know what I mean? We have like little business cards with our logo on it. Shit, as much as I roam the streets and go to smoking events or see people smoking, because let's be honest, as a New Yorker, Mr. Best, New York do smell.
We gotta get it. We gotta get it no matter how we can get it. You know what I mean?
The motherfucking train stations.
Yeah.
You walking into the train stations, you smelling the loud. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So let's keep it real.
Yeah, it's that hustle mentality. She's speaking on that hustle mentality.
That'll enjoy our podcast. I automatically, give them some advertisement like, hey, yo, check this out. Motherhood Sex Marijuana. It's a podcast on YouTube. It's free to watch. Shit, check it out. You know what I mean? People and people have checked this out. You know what I mean? And then because everything happens for a reason. We also have connected with a lot of other people that's in the cannabis industry, namely High and Happy 718. Right now, High and Happy 718 has literally increased our motherfucking subscriber list by like 150%. Before him, it was like 248. Now we at like what, 310? No, where we at? I forgot the number, but we definitely over 300. We maybe at like 20 or 322, some shit like that. Either fucking way.
Yeah.
Numbers
around 320.
High and Happy 718. You know what I mean? Word.
Hey, that's what's up.
Talking about that hustle mentality, man. And from Brooklyn, that's how we get it. You know what I mean? When we gotta promote, you know what I mean? We see you, Riggs. You gotta promote. You gotta do your thing. You know what I'm saying? And when you gotta do it, you gotta do it. And if you don't get the ball rolling, it ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? We're gonna get it done by any means necessary. Salute to my man, Braves Hawks. You know what I mean? Falcon fan, what's good? What's good, man? Good to see you.
Salutes to you, my brother. Yes, we definitely had some crazy matches like earlier today. So shout outs to you, Braves, Hawks, Falcons fan. And thank you so much for tuning in for tonight's show. Appreciate you. And salute to Quantum Love.
Peace.
What up, twin?
Yeah. Okay. Ruby, right? Okay, so I want to kind of go back real quick, right? Because all right, I know the question that I asked for Kai, right? Kai Storm was like, about the social media aspects. And I know you got cut off like during my question, but I wanted to kind of go back a little bit, like when you guys had first met and we had pitched the idea to her. At that moment of time, right, where you guys was already friends, or that's when like you guys first met?
Oh no, from jump. We met a long time ago. We met at the initiation. So this was back in what, 2020, right, Queen?
Yeah,
that we met.
No, it was way before. I think it was like maybe 2019. I don't know. Either way, if Facebook had to tell us, because God knows I don't remember.
Okay. So no, we had met, and then the fruition. Yeah.
Yeah, we met at the party, and then we basically, like I said, we had conversations, but we never really kept up with conversations. But then our friend Ree got her to have a meeting with all of us to discuss the idea of motherhood, sex, marijuana. And when we was having that first meeting, it was like a crew of about 6 ladies, and at first the idea of this podcast was going to be all 6 of us. But people kind of just decided that, you know what I mean, they didn't want to do it. People were talking about, they didn't want their parents to see them smoking weed online, and it's like,
which is okay. They just didn't.
You know what I mean? People just, you know what I mean, everybody started to have their own little excuses. You know what I mean? So and at the end of the day, the main 2 that remained are the main 2 that actually believed in the idea and were willing to work the idea to make sure the idea was successful. And right now at this moment, if it ain't 2, it's definitely almost 3 years in. And the fact is, we've been doing this and making sure that every season we drop new content, new things to talk about, and definitely keep up the idea that yes, this is a safe space for everybody. Ain't no judgment, ain't no talking shit, and you damn sure can't talk shit to us, because we ain't gonna have none of that. You know what I mean? So
all right, come with it. Just get your bars up. That's all I gotta say. Get your bars up, yeah.
It's gonna get chopped. You're gonna get chopped.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm playing with.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. So how did whose idea was this podcast that we're on currently?
Well, okay, so it's a little layer to it, because originally this show was not supposed to even be a podcast at all. I started Knowledge in Relationships like solo, just producing videos about male and female relationships. Just giving my own personal ideologies. I did that up to December. I started in February 20th, I believe, 2020. Okay, right before the whole pandemic stuff. Okay, and during that time, I started producing content, making videos of the videos and producing it every week. So at that time, I only had was like maybe my first 100 after 6 months of producing content. In December, it started to grow through networking, but it wasn't really up to par. I was already getting burnt out. And 2 of my homies, Mr. Best is one of them, and DJ Eddie King. Both of them, at first, here's the thing, both of them separately pitched the idea to me to like try to start a podcast. I think it was Mr. Best first, and then it was DJ Eddie King that came in right after. And then we just had a conversation, and I was like, hey man, like, you know, I know you guys been pushing me to like try to do a podcast. And at first I had no knowledge of doing podcasts or doing live streams. So I felt like I was never even ready. We started doing podcasts, doing live streams, you know, learn from trial and error, and then we just started picking up from there. 2021, around in the spring or summer, we met some cool folks that got us plugged into, I just say like a group of other folks. You know, I'm not gonna give it a title, but from that point on, you know, we had interviews with them. We started producing content. We started really getting serious as we started to see like how our words really affect people. Like people was coming to our live streams crying, you know, getting relationship help. And that's when I started taking it seriously. And I was like, well, hell, like I don't want nobody walking away not learning anything. So that was the whole premise of like what we do. I mean, we're here to offend you, but at the same time, we're also here to shake things up, you know? And hopefully people leave on a positive note.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Fast forward everything. People like Riggs join into the scene. We got B-Eazy, we got other folks that, you know, want to be a part of Knowledge Relationships. And we wanted them to join our team as well. So, because we see talent, we see skills, and we also see like a brother and sisterhood. So
we hotter than a motherfucker, man. We hotter than a motherfucker.
Hey, make Black 2 great again. You feel me?
That's what's up.
Digging it.
That's what's up.
Blessings, y'all. Blessings.
EazilyRigged. You know what I mean? I'm going to definitely let Riggs chop in. But as always, M3 always forgets the story, so I'm going to tell a story. So what happened was this. So back in 2019, M3 had a Christmas party. And it was me, him, another one of our friends who we're not going to name. And we were sitting at a Christmas party, and I said, man, why are we just working and we not doing nothing like else? Like, why are we not doing other businesses? Why we not like opening other things? Like, we should just do something different. Right. And one of my friends, he was a really good cook. The other guy was like a really, really good cook. He still is a great cook. Like, he's phenomenal, right? To the point where like he sells dinners. Like, this brother is really legit. So I was like, yo, like we should do like something with food. And I'm like, yo, M3, yo, like, man, like, yo, you good at talking, bro. Like, you should do a podcast. Like, you should start your own podcast. Like, just start it up, bro. And like, whatever happens, like, we'll just come through and we'll go from there. So 2019 turned to 2020. He started it. He was doing a lot of different podcasting, trying to figure it out or whatever. And then, in like kind of like the end of 2020, he started doing the live streams, and we kind of did some soft live streams. We kind of did some testing live streams to kind of see it tested out. But at the end of 2020, I got diagnosed with my organ deficiency, so I got sick, and so I couldn't stream, I couldn't do nothing. And then 3 kind of took a break a little bit. So when I got back on my feet, the spring of 2021, and 3 was like, "Yo, I want to do this again." He was like, "I want to start streaming again." And I was like, man, look, I'm recovering. You know what I mean? I need something to do. I'm feeling low. I feel like I ain't gonna be here that long. Like, man, let's get it. So he was like, all right, let's do it. So we started doing it. Started, putting things together. Started like networking with people, meeting people, doing the interviews and live talks and all that. Started building a team, and it was rough in the beginning. Some people flaked on us, some people quit, some people got mad about certain things that didn't make no sense. Because we wasn't really used to social media. We just used to living regular life. You know what I'm saying? So we started learning the ins and outs and about doxing and all this other garbage and people picking sides on certain bullshit or whatever. So we got through all that. You know what I'm saying? And, ever since then, like we just started building. We kept building. And we have some great business relationships. We got some great people part of the team. We definitely have an environment where we like to have diverse conversations. We like all different types of people to come on. We don't care about your gender, your religion, none of that. We don't care about none of that. We just want to have the conversation. We want to have different perspectives so that we can grow and build. And that way our channel,
I love it.
you know what I mean? We can grow as a community. So, and I'm definitely our community. When I spoke about our community, everybody know what I'm talking about. I ain't got to really be specific. You know what I mean? Community. And and I really stress that. And I feel like, and our channel is about that too. You know what I mean? So we just try to just build a great channel, man, that's really built on that. And we really try to stress that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say for those who are listening, when I talk about our community, I'm talking about people who actually want to be a part of the community, okay? I'm not just saying the community as a whole, all right? If you don't want to do what I'm doing and you don't fuck with what I'm doing, then it's all good. Just do what you do. You know what I mean? But I'm
over there.
I love.
You know what I'm saying? Do what you do over there.
Facts. But I'm gonna let my brother Riggs chime in. You know what I mean? I'm definitely grateful for you ladies to be on. But Riggs, man, go ahead. Go ahead and chop it up, bro.
You.
Speak on it, Riggs.
Oh shit, man. I just came up, you know what I'm saying? I seen the little topic, you feel me? And when I see Tree or something, I don't mind seeing what the conversation is. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's right.
But I was just
you check us out on YouTube too and subscribe to our channel. We drop episodes every Sunday. And
I'm gonna check y'all out for sure.
Thank you,
season
sir.
5 will be ending on Mother's Day, and season 6 will be up on August 6th.
Yes, indeed,
Right, for sure.
Shout out to Knowledge and Relationships as well.
To watch
Thank you.
for you now and for later.
You got it. I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, I just came up, you know what I'm saying, just to say what's up, you know what I'm saying, smoke one with my folks, you feel me, and see what y'all was doing, you know what I mean?
Okay, cool.
That's right. Let's get up in it. Let's talk about some shit. What are we talking about?
Hey, you guys are more welcome to ask us like any questions as well too, though.
I want to hear about this list of questions you got, because right now all we talking about is how we talking about this podcast.
You said you had a list of questions.
Yeah.
Throw some questions out there.
I want to
get
throw some questions out
there. Y'all really want me to get to a point. Okay, I got y'all though, but look. Don't be falling asleep, man, when I get to question number 21. No.
Oh,
no. They try to get some back and forth going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, well, look, tell us more about your personal brand and your unique message you aim to convey to your audience.
Well, our brand is Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana. We basically have an open space to discuss any subject that's going on with anybody in life. You don't have to be a part of our life, but you definitely have to respect it and be open to discuss whatever you're discussing. Now, the variety of guests that we've had have been a lot of people involved in the cannabis business, but it also talks about our regular life, like as moms, like Ruby said, she had a situation with CPS, having her baby. I never had a situation with CPS as far as smoking weed. I'm pretty sure all of my children were born with THC. Shoot, my oldest is a chimney just like I am. But what I'm saying is that CPS has been a situation in my life because people will use CPS as a weapon against mothers, period. And whether you smoke or not, you can definitely, understand, being in that situation where the CPS worker is in your house and they're asking questions and they're looking around like, why the fuck am I here? And the reason why they're here is because somebody decided to call them as a weapon against you. So that has definitely been a hot topic on our podcast. Yeah. And also, as far as talking about weed and sex with children,
mental health,
definitely have had situations. Both me and Ruby have had sexual situations with that would classify as sexual, I would say. Well, where where you definitely want to talk about it because that somebody else could be going through it. For example. One of the things that we talked about was, just discussing the subject with young children in the first place, based on you finding situations. For me, my child at the time she's under 7, and I found pictures of her hoo-ha on her iPad, and her, you know what I'm saying. And while at the same time, I understood. Why she was looking at it, because at the end of the day, as a woman, you gotta look at it. That's you are absolutely required. So her wanting to look at it, I understood that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I had to hit her up like, girl, this is the school iPad. What is you doing? Don't do this.
And ensuring it's not being sent anywhere.
No. Let's not do this. But again, You know what I mean? This is a subject that has been discussed on our podcast because, come on, we live in an age where these children don't know, will come straight out the womb, don't know how to read or write, but will find their fucking favorite video on YouTube or fucking Amazon or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, so the technology and the connection with their brain is there whether they know how to read or not. So this is something that you got to talk about, and this is something that women definitely are going through right now, because when we talk about it, definitely people jumped in our comments and were like, yes, shit like that be happening for real.
And that's good, you guys. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Okay, no, these are real experiences that we're just being very, I think it's my therapy in a lot of ways. I was raised in a very strict Mormon, very Samoan household where you didn't talk about sex, where you were molested by your uncle, but no one talked about that shit. Because for whatever reason, where the Western colonizers, missionaries came through and disrupted our natural truths, where we were taught to worship gods, where we were taught to celebrate our bodies, where we were not taught to hate ourselves. So I was brought up in this dynamic in America with my parents, God bless them, thinking with their immigrant, hardworking asses, like, oh, we're going to come over here and make something with this white man culture. So you got this culture. And at the same time, they weren't raising me as a Western privileged person, westernized privileged person. I was expected to uphold these Samoan truths. I was expected not to masturbate. I was expected not to like chicks, not to fuck until I was married. How the fuck do you know if you want to really be with this person if you don't know if the dick's good? Okay, so these are just questions that Rue just has in her mind. And so this is my personal, to answer your question, sir, why the personal journey, what's up with our story with relation to this. Number one, my parents were pretty much teaching me to hate myself ignorantly. Number two, I was then hating myself, which is why I'm so much on women empowerment, which is why I will not be jealous of my sisters, but I will celebrate them if I'm not trying to sleep with them, to keep it real. Okay. And then another thing is like, just because I have all these kids don't mean my pussy don't work. I might just want some dick sometimes, and I should be okay with that. And I shouldn't be labeled as a slut or as a this or that. And I can still be a dope ass mom to my children. And I can do this and I can do that and be a businesswoman like my sister Kai over here. And so when I met this woman, I was never ever in competition. I was like, shit, you do this incredibly well. Can you just fucking go at it? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the joy and that's the responsibility in building a team, because it's never about you. If you wanted to fucking do everything, then fucking go and do everything and suffer and cry and don't get no sleep. Don't spend no motherfucking time with your family and be fucking in La La Land. Okay. So I'm just saying, like, this queen has exceeded my expectations. She is my partner. Everything I do with her when I said, this is years ago, I said, bitch, this is 50-50. I don't give a fuck who made up the name of this podcast. 50-50, dude. Especially when, let's talk about it, dude. Especially when Joe Budden had his little fallout, because I was on team Joe Budden all the way. But when he did his boys like that, I was like, I can't fuck with you. I don't watch his shit no more. Sorry, that's a tangent. Yeah. But we talking about everything, right? Everything. So all this passion isn't because I just want to have frivolous sex, or because no, there's a reason to this. I think sex is spiritual. I think self-love is spiritual. I think everything's spiritual if you really look at it. You know what I'm saying? And so the people that we've been graced with to come on our podcast, because it's not just me and Kai. We talk to people from all walks of life who have different perspectives on this subject matter. We have educators that have taught us so much. Their input is invaluable. And so I'm really excited to, get into some nitty gritty heavy shit. Let's talk about something that you never talked with guests before, please.
You gonna make me jump into these relationship questions real soon.
Because because the disclaimer got to come out now, Carl. No, because had you ever watched even an episode of Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana at any time, you would know that Miss Ruby here, she is the first one to jump in bedroom business. Like I will dabble and ask you, if you got, who you fucking, who you like, who you might not like, but she gonna ask you, will you fuck her if the pussy stinks?
I never even said none of that shit yet.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
If you actually gonna if the pussy stinks, or you gonna tell her you gonna wash her pussy?
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's Ruby's, that's her talent. See, my talent is marketing, and I ask certain questions, and I jump in your business a little bit, but she gonna go all the way in. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a lesbian, she'll be like, yeah. So who wear the dildo? You
or
no,
like
y'all don't wear y'all don't do that. Y'all just
stuff.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to ask you a question. That's all.
There's more.
No, but see,
more
here's
to
the
it.
thing. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? This is what I appreciate, the transparency, because here's the thing, right? Whenever I hear about religion, unfortunately, I don't never hear anything good. Okay, and especially when I experienced going through religion where everything was always about no. You wanna know what some of the craziest things is? You got religious people back then would tell you, look, you're not allowed as a 20-year-old man, as a 30-year-old man, 40, whatever, you're not allowed to be alone with this woman, because if you're alone with her, you guys gonna get into sexual. Wait. Let me go ahead and get into my violin. You're gonna go get into like sexual immorality. You're gonna be so impure. And then you have all these awkward ass 50-year-olds, right? And they're still single because they don't know how to talk to a man or a woman. You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, you wasted all your youth for nothing, okay? And you're still miserable and you're still grumpy, okay?
Fuck all societal norms. Do what you like. Do what feels good. It doesn't matter.
Live your life.
But the problem is society tells you not to live your life, though. And that's the thing. How do we combat with that, right? Because here's the thing. What I'm hearing is that, okay, especially you, Ruby, you went through it. And I know you talked about, like, you saw, like, therapy, like, at a pivotal moment of time. But what was the actual breaking point? What was the breaking point? It was like, you know what? Fuck this shit, right? I'm going to go loose. And I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, right? But being loose, being free in your mind, your spirit, fuck as many shit as you want to. Live your life and be happy.
Listen, for me, I'm gonna say it like this. For me, yes, there were situations where, because my husband, we've been on and off. I could say we've known each other since 19 way back the fuck when, and and one of the things that is a situation in my family is why you still with him, and at first I gave a fuck. But as I got older and as I started to really, as the F's really started to dissipate into fucking clouds of fucking air, I said, hey, I don't give a fuck about none of you people, man. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna live my fucking life, okay? You're gonna like it or not, hate it or love it, a dog on top. I'm saying?
Word.
Whatever 50 fucking cent said. I don't know. The fuck? I'm no. I want to live my fucking life. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? Hate me or love me, I'll be that. What the fuck? What Redman said? One of them niggas is talking some hot shit about you do what you like, live your life, and let a nigga hate on the side and mind his business on his side, and that ain't got nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. Poof, be gone. The fuck?
That's right, Queen.
Fuck.
I heard that.
M3, what you got going, man? Where you find these two, man?
hey, I gotta credit Mr. Best, man. Look, Mr. Best is never a man.
84, you done really came through the door, man. Where you find these two, man?
Thank you, and she creates.
She got a little accent going and all kind of shit, man. I'm like, goddamn, what's going on?
Stop playing with me. I let me tell you something. I had a Jamaican baby daddy. I picked up the Jamaican accent along the way. You know what I'm saying? I was born in Panama. I'm gonna go to Panama for my birthday. I'm very excited about that. I know that's
what's up.
But what I'm saying is, and the fact is, you know, I'm a natural comedian, so having different accents just helps make people motherfucking laugh at my jokes. And
off
shit.
top,
Off top.
I caught the vibe. I caught the vibe.
I'm really pissed the fuck off. No, me tell you if we go suck out the wall of your blood clot.
Oh,
the wall of the inside crutches. Get that straw, man. Get that straw for that.
Yo, man, I love y'all energy right now, man. Look, we're gonna jump into the relationship questions, man. Look. Hey. You know, no offense. Hey, like I said, I love your shit, and I'm gonna look for it so I can start subscribing as well too, though, on YouTube.
That's what's up.
We put it in the comment section at. Stop playing with us. Sex marijuana, cause YouTube a hater. They make you type the whole thing. But if you go to Motherhood, first of all, if you go to our website, motherhoodsexmarijuana.com, you'll be able to follow us on all social media. You'll be able to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll be able to see our partner, Fuego Magazine. You'll be able to buy our shirts because we got some cute ass shirts, $27.
With that shit, queen.
I'm just saying.
Right. Hold on. Let me get my.
There we is.
Yeah. Let me get the viewers right because right now, if y'all not if y'all not watching right now,
that's the energy right there.
No, what the hell? Where are the people at? Okay,
that is the sexiest shit.
No, playing with me. That's right.
So look, right.
That's right.
Let me cue in the dating music, okay? So look, everybody, right? Go ahead and take your fucking middle finger, right? Take the mouse right here, and you're gonna subscribe, okay? You know, then stick that middle finger right up in your nostrils, okay? And then we go as a subscribe. You click that, click notification bell to all, okay? So that way when they go live, you can check out all your fucking content. Okay? Look at that shit.
That's that energy. That's that energy right there.
That's our next episode right there. As you can see, yes.
I'm coming. I want to see people. Go ahead. Matter of fact, click the like button in advance, and then where it says notify me, hit that right. So you have the notifications on. And if you want to
M3 going off.
And going
that's right, King.
No excuses. I'm all about no excuses right here. Okay?
Talk your shit, M3.
That's right, shit. M3 know how to get a bitch's panties wet. That's for sure.
Hey, M3 caught the vibe and went with it, boy.
Well, yeah, you know, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm here. You know what I mean?
M3 a cold dude, boy.
Yeah.
I usually get caught with the sunglasses.
There you go.
Hello.
Dang.
Real talk.
There you go. Got a bitch gushing.
In the building.
Shades came out, man.
Woo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, man.
That's what's up.
Hey man, I should be mad at myself right now because I haven't met you guys 3 years ago. So I'm like, man, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But hey,
you should be mad at yourself right now.
For real. I wish I had met you guys like a long time ago, man. You guys are like the
that's what's up, man.
The pleasure is ours.
That shit, boy.
Yeah. Even though I don't smoke weed with you guys though, but I need to go ahead and fly to Seattle, man, just to go kick it with y'all, man. Like,
well, we ain't in Seattle no more.
Well, see, that's the thing. We met in Seattle. She don't live in Seattle. She live in Portland, and I'm in New York.
Wait, Portland, Oregon?
Yeah.
Portland, Oregon. Yes.
Okay. You're a little closer then, and man, you're in New York. Okay. Like,
where y'all at?
We're in California.
Where?
Hey.
The Bay Area, Oakland.
Oh shit! Shout out to the Bay. I'm from Cali, but I'm from like LA part, OC LA portion.
Down south.
That's right. That's right. And so shout out Cali, man. I miss it. You know, at times I miss it, but then I act like a snob and I'm like, what's up with y'all's air quality over here? What's going on? And then like I didn't grow up here.
I know. I
nah.
Oregon, man, so I could just clear out my lungs. So you know what I mean.
Let me know when y'all come through. I love Oregon. It's a good place. Yeah, it's quirky.
And they pump your gas, man. Shit, what can you mean? They pump your gas, bro.
For real though, but I mean, you know, unless you have electric and shit, but I don't know how that goes. But
I'm fine with it.
Okay,
pump that shit. Go ahead.
Okay. Pump it up. I feel you. Places that I've been to was like Medford, Clement Falls.
That's a beautiful
That's where I be going
area.
is Medford. I touched down in Medford.
It is absolutely beautiful. It's probably between from here to California, the closest to the California border. Shout out to the West Coast. Shout out to the East Coast, man. I'll be out there in New York partnering with my queen here at the CWCB conference. It's a cannabis conference. Cannabis means business. We're also featured on the little guide thing, and we got a 20% discount if you use Motherhood if you want to attend the conference yourself from June 1st to 3rd. Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that part though.
That's right.
Because first of all, one of the reasons she needs to also mention is that she's coming to New York to also celebrate her birthday. Because first of all, girlfriend has been cursed.
And I'm writing the whole thing off.
Girlfriend has been cursed to have her birthday to share her birthday with her mama, and God knows. I would hate to share my birthday with my mama because just like my mama would be like, no, that's my birthday. What happened? Or you came too? No. We can celebrate you tomorrow. My birthday today.
Yeah, and you know they're gonna put that. Well, I gave birth to you, so I get mama privileges.
No,
that part. That's what it was.
We got the mamas
that's what it is.
Kind of selfish like that. So therefore, she said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna celebrate my birthday 2 weeks early on that ass."
Fuck yeah! My 40th birthday. Shout out to me. Shout out to me pursuing my dreams. Man.
Okay. Well, happy for it when it comes, you know.
Thank you. Man, it's a privilege, and I think growing older is a privilege. And I think when people are trying to look young or trying to do this and that and shit, sometimes you just gotta enjoy that you can't even breathe because your life could be cut short like that. We talk about death on our website. I mean, on our podcast too. There's no stone left unturned. And these are all things that affect us. Like I said, mental health, sex, love, drugs, addiction. We talk about all that shit.
Body positivity,
body positivity, self-love,
because
self-discovery.
Again, like you said, people doing things to their bodies to make themselves look young. I get it. You want to look your best all the time. But at the same time, to go to the level of paying a doctor or even, going into some hotel,
risking your life,
playing with your life with some kind of insert to make your ass bigger, or go to a doctor and tell him to take out 2 ribs because you want your stomach, your hips to be. Smaller.
Okay. Well, I have a question about that. I do have.
No matter how much money I have, it couldn't be because at the end of the day, shit. Guess what? You get all that shit done. If it ain't done right, people talk you. And then even if it does get done right, you gotta keep getting it done every 10 years. Fucking example, Spice almost fucking died on a fucking table because she went back and fixed her titties, and then all of a sudden she developed an abscess that ripped a hole in her fucking stomach. Shit. Literally.
Jeez.
Come on now, these are the kind of you're going through this because of plastic surgery. This is the kind of thing nobody. One of the main things we always talk about is, of course, we ain't at the level that we could afford it anyway. But at the end of the day, you do find these hood chicks that will fucking, you ain't pay for college, you ain't try to get no degree, you ain't try to get no good ass job that.
But you try and get that BBL, you try and get that tummy tuck in.
But you want a big ass and titties. I don't understand. Like, that shit needs to be shut down.
Well, that's how Kanye West's mom passed away. You know what I mean? Like trying to get like surgery. But look, but let me ask you this though. Okay, right now, apart from body positivity, right? Do you guys have, and this is pretty much probably going to be rare, right? Do you guys have little dick positivity? Do you guys have height positivity?
Oh, hold on, M3. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Hey, it's all that. That's all that it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm very tiny. So that's first of all. So yes, we promote. We don't judge no fucking body. And at the end of the day, and my thing is this: whoever the fuck you fucking, that's your business. Why do I need to know that you fucking a man with a little dick? If you fucking him and he making you come some the fuck how, then that's none of my motherfucking business. That's what you love. That's what you need. At the end of the day, we shouldn't be out here talking about who got big dick, little dick, whatever. It's about what happens in that bedroom. If you enjoy what happens, if you nut and they nut and he, she, whatever, however the dynamic go. If there's
all dicks need love too. All dicks need love.
Happy, then you don't need
all
to
pussies need love too.
And spreading business about who got dick, little dick, or whatever. Like, for real, one of the main things I fucking said on one of our recent podcasts is like, yo, real talk. One of the main things that hurt my relationship with certain people is me telling them my business. Like, it'd be better if I never said shit. Therefore, you couldn't throw up in my face and say nothing. Therefore,
that's the worst thing. Yeah,
fuck off because you a snake.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's real talk. And the only reason why I threw that little curve out there or whatever, right? Just to make sure y'all fair and legit or whatever, right? For all the people that be like, going.
Oh yeah.
Because they're having BBDs or whatever, trying to make the thing grow, and then they have the leg surgery. Breaking down the ankles to extend, but you out here looking like Gumby, like long legs with little arms. So I'm just like, look, bro, like by the end of the day, I just want people to look themselves. Okay, if you're a big person, be the beautiful big person that you should be. If you're a small little dude or whatever, right, be the short, small little dude that you ever could be. Because here's the thing, right? By the end of it, we have no excuse but our own actions. It's all about confidence by the end of the day anyways. So you can't get that person. Maybe that person is not meant for you. So you need to move on. You need to find the right type of person. But a lot of times people go through all this stuff because you feel like you got to try to please somebody. Like that person is like the one and only, the one that could only validate your personal life. And that's where like a lot of these dudes and these women, they get caught up in that type of stuff, right? Look, a lot of dudes, they can like fat women. Okay, a lot of women is not gonna like short dudes, and that's the way how it's gonna be. And take it or leave it. Find a dude that's gonna be right for you. Find a woman that's gonna be right for you. Find whoever. Look, just find whatever, and just live a merry life.
Again, the name of the game is self-love. If you love yourself, the person that come along is going to love you, and you're going to see that, and only going to treat you how you're supposed to be treated. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no way you're gonna be able to move up if you're not loving yourself, and you gotta love yourself exactly how it is. And a real person, fuck that. If you really think about it, a real person going see real and love real. Like, yeah, she got a gut, but bitch, she like to eat. That's what it is. And we have good times. We hang out. We laugh together. You know what I'm saying? We we'll pass each other the blunt and be keying. And when it's time for the bedroom, whatever happens, we deal it and everything is good. So therefore, as long as all those dynamics are going, and you're in a happy relationship, and therefore nobody outside that ain't got nothing to do with that could ever come in that and judge that. And the best way, and I learned, it took me a hard way to go, but I learned that keep motherfuckers at your business sometimes. Definitely, don't tell motherfuckers shit, because it ain't their business.
That's
you a grown
point.
Person, you fucking them. They not fucking them. You are. So
yeah, and I was trying to follow along. It just doesn't. The rules don't always apply because there's other people that identify as pansexual or sapiosexual or demisexual, and so it just a matter like demisexual, for example, they have to have an actual connection with somebody to even get turned on. So it doesn't even matter what you look like. And so I think the point that we were trying to make is that the facade, it's not necessarily because a woman can do whatever the fuck she wants. You want to go have 3 ears on your head? Go for it. If that's what you want to do. And if you got the money, baby, go ahead. But the fact is, why? Why does this woman, or the issue is, why does this woman feel the need to do blank and blank? Why does this man feel the need to blank and blank? It's we live in a matrix where you, just like I said, I was taught to hate myself. This is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong. And then when the self-love, like you guys mentioned, came through, and that, just to answer your question, Mr. M3, what was the turning point? The turning point was having all these motherfuckers telling me I was this and that. Even my own mother called me ugly. And it's like, well, but in the spiritual eyes, this is what I realized, that she was only projecting herself because I look just like her. So she thought she was ugly, and she didn't have the tools as a parent to be there for myself when I was having body issues at 13 and I was liking boys and they wasn't liking me back. She didn't have the tools to tell me, baby girl, there's nothing wrong with you. I had to learn that after getting with a bunch of X, Y's, and Z's, you know what I mean? And I almost lost my life. I definitely lost myself in the process. I was very frivolous. All for what? To fucking find love that I already fucking had. And so that's why we're big on this. And again, dude, I had considered getting constructive surgery where I just ripped my tummy off. That's plastic surgery. But then it's like, well, you could use that money on investing, on reinvesting, and then when that shit blows up, you can buy whatever the fuck you want. You know, it doesn't matter. It's not even about, because I have all the confidence. I'll put this fat pussy on your face with my gut and all. It's not even about that. It's just about, damn, I would like to fit in this outfit a little better. What would, you know what I mean? For my own pleasure. Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that. You feel me? So it's just like, why does this person do blank and blank is more the question that we ask ourselves when we have these high level conversations. Shout out to 19 Keys, man. I love his programming. I love the programming that you obviously have, because we're talking about real shit. But this would be considered a high level conversation, is what I would think, don't you?
Absolutely.
I can agree to that. One second, ladies. Mr. Best is back. Mr. Best was trying to say something, but he was going in and out for a minute.
Hey, Mr. Best.
Can you hear me, family? Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're better now.
Yeah, I think that people just have to choose what's right for them. I think that as we grow and we're learning more things, I think it allows us to kind of make our own choices and allows us to ask more questions. One of my best teachers that I've ever had, his name was Mr. Rose. He was my science teacher. He said, young man, always ask the question, why? If anybody tell you to do something, just ask why.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, because if you ask why, then you're able to clarify and understand why you're doing the things that you do. So I think, you know, as a sister was talking about us being colonized, all people of color being colonized in a sense, right? You know what I mean? A lot based on that, we have a lot of misinformation and miseducation about a lot of things.
Word.
So I always tell people, do their research. Do your research. It's not hard. Do your research. We research a lot of other bullshit.
Word.
But, you know what I mean? Let's
Damn
research
sure. Research a lot of bullshit.
Exactly. So let's research something that's actually going to help us to grow and to be effective. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the thing that just makes me do that is because, you know, I've tasted life and I've also tasted almost transcendence. I don't even call it death. I call it transcendence. So I think when you deal with that and you have that level of realness in your life, it makes you move a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes you just do things differently. It makes you, you know, approach things, you know, a different way. And it makes you not waste time on things that don't matter or people that don't matter. So yeah.
And you get that as you get older, I think, too. You know what I'm saying? Because you start looking at things and you appreciate things more. Like I said, I'm going to be 51 this July.
That's what's up.
And, you know what I'm saying? I look at shit on a regular basis. I have 3 children, all girls, 25, 14, and 8. And you know what I'm saying? And I look at that. I look at, you know what I'm saying? I look at my dad. And, you know what I'm saying? My dad is getting older. You know, I look at the fact that my mama is also getting older and she lives in Panama. She lives, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and the trip that I'm taking to Panama this year, honestly, is extremely important because it's the first time I've been back in Panama since I left Panama at 8 years old, and I've never seen my mother's house, and I haven't seen my mother in years, and you know what I mean. And it's like I look at all of that. It's like even before I planned the trip, I kept saying to myself, "Yo, I don't have the money to go. I don't have the money to go." But at the same time, I was like, "Yo, when the B, you think you got time like that? Like B, you gotta make it now and fucking do it. Stop fucking stalling." And
you did it.
Push came to shove. I made it happen. And it's like, and the fact is, when I get on that plane, that's the main thing I'm saying to myself. It's like, yo, the minutes are precious. You gotta appreciate every single last one of them. Every single last one of them. You can't bullshit with none of them. Absolutely none of them. And that's one of the main things, you know, even with the young ones, you gotta make sure they know that. Like, don't think just because you 13, you 14, or you 25, you think you got all this time. B, none of us got all this time. None of us. The fuck wrong with you?
Hey man, I have a question for y'all.
Yeah, go ahead.
Has anybody here ever paid for sex?
Lord.
Nah,
Lord.
not me.
Lord.
Again,
if you never watched an episode of Motherhood Sex Marijuana, no, because my girl here, my girl, she want that all in your business, you know, all in your crutches. She want to know where you do, how you do it, when, how far you go. If you can't reach this,
you can always plead the fifth, and I will take my freaky happy ass along.
They want to pay for pum pum. Nobody said they want to pay for pum pum, star.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Has anyone? I would say, has anyone on this live, including me and you, Kai, has anyone ever paid for sex?
Pay for sex? No.
Exchanged money for sexual.
Exchanged money for sex? I said no, honey, no.
No.
Well, you trying to get me killed again. I really don't like that. No.
Okay, Ruby. I'm assuming you might be the only one.
Hey, go ahead, confess, gal. Go ahead and snitch on yourself. Tell it.
Oh God.
No, I love my dick. I my dick whenever I want to. I cannot answer them kind of fuckery questions.
Okay, I'll answer it. Fine. Pull my leg. Why don't you? I would say single parenting has me wondering if I would sell my pussy for some money. Let's say that. Let's say I've considered the thought. Real shit.
Okay, cool.
Now, I've even brainstormed the thought with my sister, wrote out on paper and pen and everything. Okay, what are the pros? What are the cons? What kind of clientele would I get? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not just trying to go on the whole stro. I'm trying to, you know, give services, whether it's like kink related or something like that. So I have thought about it. Now, what I come to the conclusion is that I'd be better in the realm of orchestrating the transaction. So getting the girls, making sure they straight, putting them up, you know what I'm saying? So I've thought about it on a very deep business sense. Now, I've never personally had the transaction, except I had a one-night stand and the guy happened to just put $100 bill on the table when he left. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't ask for it. Never. I just thought we was getting it on. I told Kai about this, but I'm like, dang, I really got paid for, you know, I got paid for like 8 minutes of my time. If you bring it, boom, 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 boom. He busted on the ass and boom, was gone. You know what I mean? That was it. So I'm just saying, it had me thinking like it's more than just a yes or no question, clearly.
Okay, let's get down.
I think you definitely want to really think about a lot of things before getting into something like that, because that's a very that's a lifestyle that can be rewarding financially, right? Because like you said, you know, finances can help you. But I think that you gotta look at both sides, the financial side, but also the side of where it can be dangerous. You know what I mean? People can act up, things of that nature. It's a very life altering, but also very risque type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? If that's something that you feel like you want to go after, and I feel like that's something that you want to endeavor or you want to explore, then, you know, take precautions, do what you got to do, protect yourself at all times, you know what I mean, both in and out of what you're doing, and just make sure that this is something that you want to do. And I will also say that I know it ain't something you want to do forever, so always have a plan that you can do something outside of that, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's great advice. No. Like I said, I've done the pros and cons. I'm not going to pursue it. I had considered it. Because at the end of the day, I believe in good investment. Pussy's one of the best commodities, the earliest commodities. I don't even need to tell y'all that there is, right? So I had considered it, but like you said, it's not something that I saw. Longevity is not something I necessarily had a passion about, and I'm not necessarily in a position where I'd be needing that. You know what I mean? So now that's great advice. And if anybody's listening, maybe that's good advice for you too.
Well, let me break this down real quick, right? Just like on the business sense. I mean, because you do have OnlyFans, right? Which is like an easy way for women to make money. However, right?
People to make money, yes.
Yeah. Or people, but I think OnlyFans mostly women will pretty much in general will make more, just because
probably yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, because you guys got like a good commodity, and people, a lot of dudes will pay for it. But
I'd rather even see a pussy than a dick. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but what I will say is this though, right? Even though this could be easy money for most women to get into, however, my advice, right, for anyone. Yeah, is to definitely, of course, you already weigh down, the options, you already did the pros and cons. But a lot of times, like, from what I've seen, like, on YouTube, women who joined OnlyFans or they did any form of, prostitution, for some reason, they later regretted it. And a lot of them said because, at the time, it was doing it to feed for their children. But now you have the internet, where the internet could, because people could dox you. That's the only problem, because people are definitely sick in the mind. As much as we want to say, hey, I don't care about what you think or whatever, but when they do something at a low, where then it's like they put the location of where the kids they go to school at, and then they put out pictures of like, you know, the woman, how she's being like, even though she wound up being a reformed, you know what I mean, like, you know, type of person, and she's living her life, you still have people that's going to try to bring you down with past photos, making your child be ashamed of what you really try to provide for the table at the moment. Just like a drug dealer. Drug dealers, they do certain things, right? Some of them are not bad, but they did things to provide for their families. Unfortunately, you get caught up by the law, then you get looked at as a bad person because they're looking at you that you're affecting the community. You're looking at yourself like, man, I'm just trying to feed my son. I'm trying to feed my daughter, my, you know, the wife or whatever. Maybe I tried X, Y, to C to try to get jobs, but I made so many mistakes that they don't even want to hire me. And then you feel like that's like the only solution to try to get like a come up. So it's always a good and a bad to everything, because you're always gonna make that quick money. But the thing is, that money is quick. You know, the business is like short term. And if you try to do something on the long term, eventually you're gonna get caught up as a drug dealer, or you know, maybe you get old or whatever, and people might not want to see you no more, or you know, you try to change your life and people will still try to dox you. So it's a lot shit to it behind the scenes of the business, but well,
hey, even the music game is grimy. It's one of the most darkest industries that there is. We all know that. I think I think it goes without saying. I dive in head first because I feel like even though it's a fucked up game, I don't need to be fucked up, and I'm not necessarily trying to be Missy Elliott. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be me in my lane, and I do it as a release for me. Excuse me. And so I think it's important that as an artist, you know, especially, I'm sure you guys have talked about that too. It's important to be independent. Why? Because you have all the luxury of putting yourself on, and if you're good, you're good, and people blow up overnight over, you know, and so everyone has their path that they wouldn't need to sell their soul, is what I'm getting at, right? So I'm just saying, these industries, I mean, I believe in, I sell sex toys, I'm in the sex toy industry, we're pretty much in the cannabis industry. The cannabis industry is also connected to the cartel somewhere down the line. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not, I don't necessarily look at things like, oh, that's bad or that's criminal. You know what I mean? The real criminal are the motherfuckers, and the reasons why people are still in jail to this day for fucking weed. Okay, so those are the motherfuckers that need to be attacked. Those are the real criminals, the bad judges that are in bed with whoever and getting whoever. Get it? You know what I'm saying? So as we are aware, I'm not one to like just talk about how fucked up the system is, because we already know that. It's like, because we know the system's so fucked up, what are we gonna do about it? And how do we put our people up on game and provide them with as many resources and with as much help to love on themselves? How do we do that? Because that's for sure, and that will help a lot of shit that we can't help with.
And family, I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad she said that, because, and I'm gonna let you rock out, definitely. I'm glad she said that, because you know that's what we're about, and that's what we do here. We want to uplift our people and give ourselves a voice that's beyond what you see on a regular normal. You know what I mean? All that regular normal status quo stuff, we really getting away from that. You know what I'm saying? And we are away from that. But I would say, sis, you know, from your vibe and both of your vibe, you know what I mean? But just because you're speaking on what you're speaking on, I would say from your vibe, I would say that because you're already just naturally good at talking, you continue to do this, I know you will eventually blow up. Both of y'all blow up. Like literally.
They keep looking out.
That's what we have spoken to the air.
I would say that. And then also, I will also say that, like, you know what I mean? Since you're already good at talking, since you're out here on the West Coast, I would say get in the tech field, because since you're already good with talking, you're already good at networking, get in the tech field. I would also say drive for maybe like Uber and Lyft, you know what I mean? And network with people that way as well. There's so many ways you can make money where you don't even have to even go that route, because I feel like, you know, with your spirit and what you bring and who you are and just what I'm getting from you, I feel like that would be you going to a lower vibration. And I feel like you way more high vibrational than that. You You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I appreciate that.
And we appreciate that. And and honestly, I want to talk about that because the way that the superficial fucking society works, it literally, will have you thinking, will have, and it's a shame that that society, how it is, it have you thinking that that's your only option as a woman or as a man, because even men do the, will pick that as an option. But and literally, honestly, one of the reasons why, it's not only because, yes, there are some women and men in the sex industry that truly want to be in the sex industry because that's what they want to do, but then there are some people that they go in it for the money, and it's like, again, why did that feeling come from? It became from because that there's not enough opportunities outside in the world, or at least it feels like there's not enough opportunities outside in the world. And see, that's one of the things that we like to talk about on our podcast too. It's about, being creative, no matter what it is. Like, one of the fact is, we've met so many different creatives in the weed industry alone. You know what I'm saying?
And sex industry, motherhood industry.
Like, literally, we met a motherfucker that was teaching people how to make edibles. $500 a class to learn how to make edibles. That shit caking. You know what I'm saying? We encourage somebody that came on our podcast and was talking about, that she was talking about body positivity, and that she gets a lot of flack because when she's on Twitter, all she shows is her, she shows her titties, but she covers her nipples, of course. And the main reason why she's showing is because she was saying, my body looks like this, and even though I'm skinny, I love my body. And we encouraged her. It was like, girl, you better make some pasties and start selling them shits. And then next thing you know, she told us, she was like, yeah, girl, I'm selling pasties now. You damn right. Because again, the name of the game is we are creating avenues for ourselves, and we're telling people how to create avenues and be creative no matter what it is, even outside of weed. But because we met people that have created their own lane no matter what it is. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think Ruby coming out with that idea just because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, she is one of those people that I would say that, you know what I'm saying, if she was in an industry like that, it was because she wanted to actually do it. It's not really because of money and shit. You know what I mean? It wouldn't even be because of money. It would be because she actually want to do it. And to be honest, the people that actually want to do it, to be honest, these people are needed, because there are some people that have, you know what I'm saying, they have certain needs, they have certain, you know what I'm saying, shit, somebody gotta gotta handle that shit. Somebody gotta be there for them. Fuck that. And if you gotta pay for it, nigga. Go on now.
Oh my gosh, how funny, dude. I really love this. I think it's amazing. Do you guys have any questions for us, or should I keep?
Definitely gotta, because it's 10:40 in the PM on this side of town.
Oh, I feel like we just got started.
Man, it is getting late, and I got a whole plantation I gotta be at tomorrow morning.
I'm still gushing over M3, like showing everybody our page and shit.
Hey, you know, I got you guys, man. And like you said,
thank you.
You saw me subscribe, and you know, I'm gonna be tuning in, man. So I know you guys.
We'd love to have you all on ours too.
Go to motherhoodsexmarijuana.com. You'll be able to subscribe to our channel, follow us on all social media, check out our partner Fuego Magazine, and definitely be able to buy our shirts. And like I said, if you're in New York for the CWCB Expo, use our code and shit, because you'll be able to get in for 20% type shit. You know what I'm saying? 20% off.
Yeah. And if you make music, I'm a rapper, and I'm always down for a collab.
Every Sunday. And season 5 ends on Mother's Day. Season 6 drops on August 6th.
That's right. And you check out Kai's books. Kai is an amazing erotica novelist. And she's a writer for Fuego magazine and with our partners. And she's just consistent with everything. She's a master promoter. So she's not even just with MSM and doing her own stuff. She's doing stuff for everybody who she believes in. And so shout out to this queen. Shout out to Anchi Creates for making this a reality, for helping us. I was so excited. I got off of my 9-to-5, changed my clothes, and I was like, I'm ready. Let's go. So girl, I'm so excited.
Girl, I'm ready to go to bed.
Sister, thank you for coming up. Yeah, salute you, sisters. Thanks for coming up. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Well, real quick, fam, right? If you guys have like 1 or 2 minutes, right? I mean, be behind the scene or whatever. Like, so we're gonna close out right now because you know, like I said, we want to respect your time. But if you don't mind, like if we talk just for like 2 minutes, real quick, and then we'll let you guys know.
Okay,
cool. No, absolutely, we good. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So, look, thank you everybody for tuning into Knowledge Relationships. We definitely do like a part 2 on this one.
Big Rig, Mr. Best, M3. Hi.
Thank you. But yeah, we're gonna definitely talk like behind the scenes, man, because you know, we definitely want to like, you know, well, like I said, we'll talk about it. You know, it ain't up for like the people in the chat to know. But anyways, let me go hurry up and wrap it up because I know, like, you know, Kai Storm, I know you're ready to get some sleep, so let me go ahead and do this.
She gonna go suck on that dick. That's what she gonna do.
Girl, mind your business.
She gonna put daddy to sleep.
Minding my business. That's
a cold way to end the show, M3.
I know, man, but you know we gotta respect the times, though, right? But hey, you guys, you ladies are more than welcome to come out to like our regular shows as well, too. So we need to definitely bring you guys up here for more fire. But anyways,
come on, man.
Everybody for tuning in, and we are out.
Yeah, Motherhood Section 1.
Shout out to Riggs and Mr. Best as well, too.
Later, y'all.
Girls, cut that shit out.
Knowledge and relationships.